Get out your osmosis beaker problems. And I'm going to go ahead on this one since it is your first set of beaker problems. And I know for a fact from what I have heard that some of you don't quite have it yet. I'm going to have you grade your own today. Then like we did with experimental design stuff, then I'll give you a second sheet that will be the real deal that will be graded closely. So get it out, and the way we'll do it is I'll put the key up here. You go ahead and mark anything wrong that's wrong. The way I will score it when it's real is that each beaker will be worth a half point. So this would be worth a total of, there was a number 8. I guess this would be like 7.5. Maybe. When you're done, just put a total correct out of 7.5 at the top of the vertical page, or there's room at the top. Any questions about the beaker problems? Put the total correct up at the top of the vertical side so I can see it. I just want to get a sense of where you are, how much we need to worry about this. Don't forget that when concentrations of anything are equal, it's not that nothing happens. It's always that whatever can cross goes in and out equally. Don't say nothing. You can put those away. It is time to deal with our eggs and do the first real stuff with those eggs that we've done. In your device, again, don't put them away. Keep them out. There is an egg lab document. It's just under the cell specialization worksheet. And that's, at this point, simply a place where you're going to put your data for your egg. And the data for your egg is going to consist of basically the mass of that egg. We're not worried about what the mass was when it had its shell, but today you are going to take that egg and rinse it off in the sink. And I do have to warn you about our sinks. Do you know about our sinks? They are essentially booby traps. I will show you. Obviously, that would break your egg. Don't ever turn those faucets on with something under them, like a cup, or a glass beaker, or an egg, or anything, because it will get knocked out of your hands, and you will scream, and then you'll cry. Turn the faucet on as gently as possible. Even when you're being as gentle as possible, sometimes they stick, and you just can't help it. It comes out too fast. There's no way around it. So just don't have anything under there when you turn it on. Then once it's on, then you can adjust it so that it's more of a trickle. And the goal is this. You're going to take your egg in your cup up there. You are going to first, well, get the stream of water going first. And then you're going to put your fingers over top of the cup. And then you're going to dump the vinegar out through your fingers and the egg out into your hand. And you're going to use that gentle stream of water to rinse out the cup and then to rinse off the egg. Now, there will still be bits of shell on the egg. There will be places where maybe your egg floated a little above the vinegar and that part of the shell didn't come off. Don't force it. Just kind of give it a once over with your hands so that you get all the chunks off. Don't try to force anything or it'll break that egg. And then have the egg in one hand and the cup in the other hand. Because of social distancing, you're going to need to do this basically one at a time, but note that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sinks that you have access to. So please be considerate and keep distance and sort of take your turns at the sinks. And then the final step today is going to be to weigh your eggs and then put them in a new solution. So weighing your eggs, happens at one of 3 weighing stations. There is a digital scale there, there, and there. Remote people, if you have a kitchen scale in your kitchen, you can use that. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You will be able to see dramatic results after this step anyway, so just don't bother weighing it if you can't. The secret to weighing with a digital. So, solution 1 is going to be corn syrup. Corn syrup is like, the sugar from corn. They basically take field corn and blow it apart into its various different kinds of molecules, and this is the sugar, the fructose that comes out of it. This is essentially a beaker problem, right? You're going to be putting your egg in sugar. This is all sugar. This is, by the way, if you use syrup on your pancakes, and it's not the really expensive, runny, pure maple syrup, it's this with brown food coloring and a little bit of artificial maple flavor, like Mrs. Butterworth's or Log Cabin or whatever. It's this. It's just colored brown and slightly maple flavor. Anyway, I am going to be pouring the corn syrup, and so once you are done weighing your egg, then you bring your egg up to me, and I will dunk it in corn syrup, and you will put it back in its spot. Make sure when you get that mass that you write it down and then enter it in your data sheet, and you're going to want to make a prediction, right? You're going to predict what's going to happen to your egg in this solution. This is an easy beaker problem. I expect you to get your prediction correct. Questions? Awesome. Have fun. Remote people, it doesn't have to be corn syrup. It can be pancake syrup. Honestly, it can be a strong sugar water solution. Anything super duper sugary will work, but the syrups work the best. Okay? Have fun.